I'm familiar with the spell, and I have heard it used to great effect in very how do I want to put this? How do you say this? It's
Situational.
no, not situational. Like a clever use. Clever use, not what it was intended for, but worked out well, kind of thing.
Well, that seems
There's
interesting.
a term for that.
Hmm, I'm not sure what, but it sounds very
Uh,
strange. It seems like a very straightforward spell.
Yeah. Right, and we are live.
no, you're not. I'm
Yes,
watching the thing. You're not live.
yes, I am. I just went
There
on my
you
own
are.
thing, and
Now
I'm
you're
live.
live.
Uh,
Let me refresh. Let me give you.
So, as those who remember, and some of those who don't, at the end of the last session, you guys were attacked by a creature.
Things.
You were attacked by a creature and an assassin of sorts. Auntie Karen
Likely.
almost got shot, like just got shot right in the chest. It was hilarious. No offense.
No, that's funny.
And Todak went a little feral.
only a little.
It was a giant frog versus giant frog fight, and we think the assassin was likely a mage hunter, trying to get the wizards that we have.
Yes, as far as you know.
Well,
Yes, hello, the Twitch peeps. How y'all doing today?
the fuck is that?
This is a test. This is a test to see how long it shows up on my other device. Let's see. Still waiting. Still waiting. There it goes. Only 20 minutes. Not bad.
Okay.
Oh, Todek's eventually going to come back after he doesn't find the other asshat, but he's going to make sure he transforms well before he comes back to camp.
Alright, as you come back to camp, the mages that you're with, they're awake and they just kind of just look at you guys like, so that was a thing, wasn't it?
Oh, indeed. And she's like rubbing her chest where she got shot.
You
Hopefully you're,
okay there, lady?
yeah, hopefully you're okay, Auntie Karen.
I'll be all right. She looks a little dissatisfied. I got healed. I'll be fine.
That's good to know. You all should get some rest. I think we'll take care of the watch for the rest of the night. You deserve some rest.
Not before Todex asks a question.
All right, go ahead.
Who knows about your little adventure to the hole?
Just the Mages College and the Earl of Ulistenberg, and those he trusts.
And someone knew exactly where you would be.
Well, it's not uncommon for those hunters, if that's even who it was, to be honest with you, uh, to watch our every move and wait for us to leave a city. After all, they try attacking us in a city and they may never get out again. They kind of like to stay alive so they can kill another day.
Did anyone else know this? This sounds like a resounding no to Todak.
Well, those who are not intimately familiar with the Mages Guild, the Mages College, probably won't know this.
tell us that people would be hunting you?
We're
I think
wizards.
it was
It's kind
probably
of
a
a
given.
given. Hey, thank you, Dusk.
Hence the reason for the bodyguards in the first place, or at least in part. Nevertheless, this does make things a little bit more difficult for us. We haven't even gotten you to your location yet, and we're supposed to be protecting you in the location.
Well, it's a lot easier to protect somebody when you have multiple choke points than wide open fields.
Right up in fields, yes, but choke points also means ambush. Better points for ambush.
That just means we have to be much more careful once we're inside the cave. But I doubt there's a chance that they're gonna follow us in there.
I
There's,
don't see why they wouldn't. If they want you that bad, they will.
well, they
I
do.
mean, think about it. If they're willing to attack a group of this many people,
Well, again, this could
you know,
just be them testing the waters. We don't know that. We don't know what's going on. It's
that's
just
fair.
best to be on guard.
Yes, that is always the case.
Kodak disapproves, but we'll take some sleep.
I don't remember whose watch it was. Was it my watch?
It was
I think.
Karen's because she got shot while awake.
Uh,
I think Auntie Karen's was actually the last watch.
I believe so, yes.
well, the rest of you get some sleep. I need some sleep. It's going to be
Sleep.
dawn soon. Karen, honestly, I know you want to protect the animals and all of that, but you're kind of banged up. Maybe watch from inside the bubble.
No, I'm all right. After that healing, I feel right as rain.
Okay.
And for the rest of the night, things go, well, quietly. Nothing pops up. You guys manage to wake up during the dawn and get your meals prepared, but you're not given the chance to relax as much this morning, as they do want to try to hurry things along. They're going to tell you that everybody should be getting on a cart now, and they're just going to go as fast as they can. Breakfast will be prepared on carts, and they won't be stopping for lunch. They're just going to, as much as they don't want to push the animals, they're going to push them as hard as they can until they get to Vollendorf.
Kodak rides in the shitty carriage.
Still upset
I'm
with
not
the,
picky.
still upset with the mages.
Fuck the mages.
I'm not picky. I'll just pick whichever one I fit in.
This is to
Alex
prove
probably
that. Sorry, go ahead.
Alex probably wants to stay close to the mages now that there's a tangible threat. And he also doesn't completely trust them, so it's good to keep as close as an eye on them as possible.
Luckily, they're always close enough to be hit with an arrow.
So keep your eyes peeled.
Guess I better pick my spells.
All right.
Okay, those are pretty nice.
Turning on your voice mod again.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Bot finally worked.
Took its time.
Yeah, it did. So we've got 48 kilometers to travel today. It was right about there. As you guys get to right about here, night falls again as you guys are able to set up camp. And the mages this time start helping prepare a little bit of warding. They set up sigils around the area where they won't do much in the way of damage, but they will cause flares when someone triggers them.
Kind of like a cocained up alarm spell.
Kind of.
Fuck was that?
Fucking owls.
I'm actually going to use up one of the spells that I had prepared for today.
Okay, which one are you using?
Corridon of Arrows. It's an 8-hour trap spell.
Okay,
Oh,
go ahead and post it. Alright, you plant 4 pieces of non-magical ammunition, arrow, blah blah blah. 30 feet of the ammunition.
It gives us kind of like a 30-foot minefield.
Nice.
And it lasts for the whole night.
Perfect. And I will do my ritual cast for the hut as well.
Alright, so you do get the cordon of arrows set up. The hut is produced, and you guys start your watches after dinner's prepared. It seems
All right.
eerily quiet
we-
tonight.
I'm sorry, but before we go on, did we have opportunity to deal with Todak's skin problem prior to me spending a spell to do so?
Problem?
Skin
I
problem?
believe tonight I used fog cloud, which was enough. But
Oh, you're right. I have to actually soak.
yeah,
I
I'll likely do the same thing tonight.
Then I will see if
'Cause
there's
I
going
can-
to be something nearby.
Right. I mean, if we pass by, say, a stream or a brook, pond, or whatever, he could just jump in it. If not, then one of us can spend a spell slot to compensate.
You actually do manage to find a small stream that is about Todak width that he could probably lay in for a little bit.
Good.
It'll
that
block
makes
up
me
the
feel
water
good.
until he's done, but he'll get soaked.
This Todak's brook now.
Yeah.
I guess.
Now the babbling brook.
I think I'm going to keep those spells. These are nice spells. All of them are damage spells, except for one.
But yes, as you guys are getting ready to set up for your watches, you do realize that there's not exactly a whole lot of sounds coming from the forest this time. It's starting to get eerily quiet. Not like something is taking care of the animals, but just it's an unnatural
Correct.
quietness that you hear.
Todak. This is not. Is correct me if I'm wrong. Still training and all of that with the whole tracking and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the signs of of a major predator in an area is things going quiet, right?
Todak has been sitting on top of the carriage the entire time looking out into the forest. Mm-hmm. There's no night crawlers, no night crickets, no night songbirds. This is eerie quiet. Todak both approves and disapproves. Todak
Uh,
is glad the traps are set.
She is going to don her shield, just in
This
preparation of bullshit.
this is around the time that we're preparing to go to bed, right?
Yes.
Okay, can I make a perception check to see if I can notice anywhere out that seems to be more quiet than not? Like, I'm specifically looking for like the lack of sound, as if someone casts silence in an area.
Go ahead. Uh, you cannot tell. You just the whole area around you just for some odd reason nothing is making a sound. You can hear
Hmm.
each other fine, but even the birds in the trees have fallen silent.
Hmm,
I am going to ritual cast while we're sitting there.
good. That's actually exactly what I was about to suggest.
Fortunately, it has a pretty short radius, only 30 feet. So, well, I'll have to do a perimeter walk before I set up the dome.
All right. Well, uh, as you cast this spell, the second you finish your ritual, you start to get these faint wasps floating through the area. It's not like it's all around you, but it's almost like magic is sort of flowing like a stream through the area, and bits and pieces splintering off. Um,
Like a ley line?
Not so much. It's more like it's just being carried around randomly, and those random patterns have just formed paths in the air. Uh, you can tell
And
that it's actually coming towards you from the mountain in the direction that you guys are heading towards. But
what,
beyond the 30 feet,
can
you
I,
can't tell anything else.
right. It kind of fades into nothingness. So, can I tell as to the nature of the type of magic it is? Or is it just raw magic energy?
At this distance, it just feels like raw magical energy, but
So, it's not divination or conjuration or anything like that.
no, it's almost like the weave itself is just pouring energy through the area.
A wizard, George, George the wizard.
You forgot their names, didn't you?
Is there a George the wizard?
No.
Huh? Well, if you didn't have names for him, I'm gonna make them up.
Go ahead.
uh, Unusual flow of magic in the area coming from the mountains. Can you see that? And what do you make of it?
Uh, they look towards the area, and you see one of their eyes kind of get this goldish glow as they look towards it. It was the dark elf that gets this glow in her eyes, and
Going to ask Auntie Karen as well to take a look at it because she's also knowledgeable of such things.
as she does start to scan the area, uh, her face kind of drops a bit. It's like
Oh,
Sagging
shit.
on one side.
no, she's not having a stroke.
Good, that would suck. I don't have a stroke spell.
And she just sits back, and you see a sweat start to form on her, and the glow fades, and she's like, I don't know what's going on in that mountain, but we're not supposed to be. There's not supposed to be that much magic coming from it. This is quite troublesome.
This is your expedition. Our responsibility is to keep you safe, so I suggest, based off of your apprehension, that we avoid it. Can we go around? Might take a little bit longer, or is that the destination?
Todak bets that's where we're going.
From the look of it, where the magic is flowing from, that might actually be the cave we're supposed to be heading into.
I am not surprised.
To deal with a problem before it comes too large.
Yes.
Eyes kind of go wide. She's like, yeah, I agree, except it's a mountain. How do you deal with a mountain of magic?
The same way you deal with any other kind of magic. You find the source and you take care of it.
Stab, stab.
Hmm, well, I assume that's not going to happen tonight. So until that time, this is likely to be dangerous magics. So stay inside the hut. To Karen, I know that you don't like the hut. Some of you don't, but I'm going to say again, you shouldn't smoke. I mean, you should stay inside the hut.
Even Todak will slowly walk into the hut and just stay on the inside edge of it.
Yeah. Alex has no worries. He's just going to be as central in the hut as possible.
Auntie Karen moves her tent into the hut.
Alright.
So you have your tent set up inside the hut now.
It's safe. I mean, why not, right? Double protection.
Auntie Karen likes her privacy. I'm sure if you find out what that is, you'd also like her privacy to be private.
Todak respects privacy. Only because he respects Auntie Karen. Everyone else can eat dirt.
What
Except
about?
Don's and Alex.
I was gonna say, what about your
Alexandra.
frickin' party
It will be
members?
cramped.
They're allowed some level of
Yeah, it will be
privacy.
cramped.
They managed to
It will
get
be slightly cramped, but
the horses kind of surrounding the area just so that way they are close to the hut. And as you guys do your watches, start giving me perception rolls for one roll each.
Doesn't matter in what order.
Not really.
Bugger.
I am giving myself guidance.
Karen rolled twice for some reason.
I like to cheat.
Oh, sorry, my mouse has been acting up lately.
Well, Todak and Alexandrite, for some reason, you guys are a little distracted tonight, but you don't. Nobody notices anything odd for tonight except for the still silence. And as you wake up, as if a switch was flipped, the forest becomes lively again. The second the sun hits the area, there's noises, there's birds chirping.
Where in the morning when Todak wakes up, where's the highest point he can get to? Is it one of the close trees?
Yes.
Okay, Todak's gonna go for a climb.
No.
Uh-oh.
uh,
Hmm.
You want to remind me what you what that one does?
I have -10 movement speed.
Oh, it's a good thing you're traveling by cart.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
For the more knowledgeable, is it a good sign that the forest is lively again, or is that a bad sign?
uh, I mean, you can give me a sec. God damn it, computer. Let's see what you got. You can give me a nature check.
Sure. I assume I have no idea.
You have no idea. You don't know if it was just something to do with the magic that was coming off the mountain, or maybe you were just in an odd area now of the land where nothing seems to speak at night, but you have no idea.
Hmm. Yeah. Can Todak make another perception check from the top of the tree?
Go ahead.
Hmm.
And what are you looking for
Mine.
specifically, anyways? Or
For
generally?
something large enough to create such a zone of quiet. The amount of area deadened to the world is usually proportional to the size of the creature or the pack of a creature.
There doesn't seem to be any sort of thing that you may notice from where you are that is out of the ordinary.
Todex wants to go.
As breakfast is prepared on the carts and you guys start moving again, uh, the dark elf looks at you. It's like, well, whatever was going on, the magic that's flowing from the mountain has quelled quite a bit.
Question.
Go ahead.
Time of the year? Day of the month? Was it a full moon? Is there or a some particular lunar event, something that might have triggered this sort of thing?
As you were not paying full attention to that last night, you can't tell about lunar events or anything like that.
I should be able to tell by comparison to tonight. I mean,
Uh,
if
so the
last night was a full moon, then
if it was a full moon, we have a full moon detector with us.
right. Well, I'm not saying that it's necessarily a full moon, but I mean, it could have been some other lunar event, and there's usually a cycle. If you get what I'm saying.
uh, yeah, but from what you can tell from last night, there wasn't anything too out of the ordinary. I mean, it's about the transition between summer and fall right now. The leaves are starting to turn in some trees, but not, in any sort of, mass. Uh, you're not gonna see the leafers yet.
Right.
Hey, at least somebody understood that. But it just seems like any other. It just seemed like any other night.
Well, I would expect that the danger is gone so much as just hidden. So stay on your toes anyway.
All right, you guys travel down right down here, and the city of Wallendorf is now within sight. You know that you'll be able to make it by lunchtime tomorrow. camp is set up one more time, and again, as soon as the light fades, things go quiet. One after another, the insects stop, the birds. There is no sign of any sound again tonight.
Toadek sets more traps.
You're gonna
Yeah,
set more
once we
traps besides just your cordon of arrows? Sorry, go ahead, Karen.
no, I'll let Todak finish.
Yeah, cordon of arrows and the snare spell this time.
All right,
Do you want to share this snare spell?
sure. Go ahead. For the good people watching.
Karen's gonna wait until all the traps and alarms are set and whatnot, and afterwards, while she's still in her tent, she's gonna take off. Lately, she's been wearing like a not only a lower part of her mask, but has a set of goggles that she's been wearing. But the goggles are gonna transform into a rock, and she's gonna have her familiar go out and scouting.
All right, what is he scouting for?
Uh, Basically, find out like if he sees anything like hiding in the brush nearby. He's not gonna be too far, more like probably 90 feet at most. Just like slowly like trudging around the area. He's not. He's again pretending to be like a rock, so he's just gonna be moving slightly from like brush to brush, underbrush at least.
All right, I'm assuming you're doing this while you're cooking supper for the night.
Once all the traps are set, she goes into her tent, so gets advantage on his stealth from being full cover and whatnot. And then afterwards, she just like as if a rock on near the cooking set or whatever, she just like tosses it into a nearby bush and then it goes out and scouts.
Okay, give me 3 perception checks for him. All right, and you are doing your dome. As the monk goes about, there are animals in the area that it notices. Normally nocturnal animals, but they seem like they're asleep. I'm assuming the mock cannot communicate with you until it's close.
Well, it's a familiar.
Yes, because yours is slightly different. Well, it's probably very much the same.
Yeah, it's not like the Raven Warlock. It's more or less the exact same as the normal familiar, just that I can cast it without materials.
You can communicate with telepathically. Well, you can tell that from what communicating with your familiar that yeah, there are animals around, and the owls and other nocturnal animals that you do run across. There's not many that you see with the time that you take to have him go about, but they are asleep when they should be awake.
All right. From the campsite, is there any animals that my familiar saw that I can see from the campsite?
About 70 feet northeast ish. There is an owl that, if you do have dark vision, you'd be able to see.
Yeah, 20. So I'm going to sort of pat Dusk and Todak on the shoulder and just like point out to the sleeping owl. That should be awake at this time of night.
Hmm. Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah, with her job done, she goes back to cooking.
how far away is it?
Did I say 70 or
I
80
think it
feet?
was like 70.
70 feet away.
Well, I could try to talk to its brain, but unless it needs to have an actual language of its own for it to understand.
Well, it is an animal. You could speak with animals if you had that spell.
Do not. I do have mine.
Speak with animals. I do not have that prepared.
Now that you guys want to talk to an owl, I so wish I had the owl's music from Ocarina of Time.
That one
Uh,
owl again.
I actually have access to speak with animals. It's
There you
it's one
go.
of my domain spells, so always have it. Or
Hmm.
what's it called? Oath spells. Yeah, oath spells for the paladin.
All right. So I'm assuming you're going to go and try to wake the owl up and speak with it.
Yes, is the rest of us? Assume we are going together.
I have to stay with the dome, but I can't give you
Yeah.
dark vision for the duration for an hour.
I'll go with Alexandrite. I can also speak with beasties.
Yep. And it's a ritual, so we actually can save the spells. Why do I have 7? Okay. Yeah. So I can actually cast this ritual. Okay. Yeah. So I guess we walk up to the owl. Uh, Alex casts his ritual, and once we're done, we wake up the owl, or at least try it.
Hey, how are you going to try to wake this thing up?
Uh,
With an
well,
arrow.
just well, Alex first is going to try by flicking against its head with one of his fingers.
So I'm assuming that you climb up the tree.
Yes, I would try that.
Hey, just to make things a little simple, you do manage to get up the tree. There's enough footholds that you're not having any sort of struggle climbing. And as you flick against its forehead, its eyes sort of slowly flutter awake, and you just hear a as it ruffles its feathers, like who, who,
Uh,
who the hell woke me up?
Todak likes
that
him.
that was me. You should be awake during the night, but you were asleep.
Awake during the night. It's daytime. Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So I woke you up because you should be awake. Do you know why you thought it was day?
Because I thought it was daytime. I sleep during the day.
It's not. How long? Has this happened to you before?
I don't remember. I thought it was daytime. Why would I remember if this ever happened to me before?
Do you have any?
You kind of roboted there. If you could repeat that.
I just asked if Todak has any questions. I think
Todak.
somebody with a simpler mind might be more capable of speaking with such a simple creature.
Almost fucking choked on my drink.
You, sir, are not incorrect, but you're a prick.
I must smack somebody.
The owl says that he's sleeping through the night,
Well, to him, he was sleeping through the day.
but it is now dusk and nighttime, right?
Yes.
I'll ask Yell, what transpired last night, the night previous?
Well, the moon was bright. Very bright. Made it a little hard to hunt, but I got food.
Is this true? Like, is it accurate? Like, was it a bright moon last night?
Not really.
What phase is the moon now?
It's... Let's see. It is actually starting to approach a new moon. So there's a faint sliver of the moon. Someone's having fun with the noises. That sounded wrong.
Does this owl happen to look like malnourished, like it's been sleeping for a long time?
It's a little. Give me a medicine check. You can tell it's a little underweight, but not malnourished. It's just hasn't been eating as well as you might expect.
Alex, who by the way doesn't need to climb, he's flying next to the owl.
Wondering when you'd remember you had wings.
Tries to ask it. The last time it was awake during the night, what's the moon looked like?
It was big and bright, full moon, but brighter than normal.
Okay.
Ask if the owl saw anything odd last it was awake.
I'm asking the owl if it saw anything weird.
More animals awake than normal than I normally hunt. But things too big for me to hunt.
Maybe it's got its day-night cycle mixed up.
Yep, I'm thinking the same thing. What type of creature was awake?
Well, lots of.
That is a good question. If he was hunting, he still ate, but everything was quiet.
Oh, it was very loud. Much louder than normal. Lots of two-leggers as well. But there were There were. He kind of describes, deer and moose, a lot of non-nocturnal animals.
Hmm. Okay, so we at least have a go-to hypothesis for now, and that is that he's got his day-night cycle mixed up. Um, about these two-leggers, where did they go?
Well, they were traveling towards the the big place, just down. Kind of fluffs a wing towards Vollendorf.
Okay, and where did they come from?
He turns around, points his head towards Ulistenberg,
Okay,
and as well towards Stenwald.
all right.
And Dusk somehow gets the cat person out of half of his clothing by playing Go Fish. I
It's
didn't
not
think
how you
this was
play
a
the game.
betting game. Why am I losing my clothes? Basically, he's telling you that there was just people walking from the area during the day, just slightly ahead of you.
All right. Um, I would actually ask the owl if it wants some food.
He kind of ruffles his feathers a bit and is like, I'll take some food, and almost seems to start nodding off again.
Uh,
Can we get
Todak, what does an owl eat?
night hunters eat flesh, usually small rodentia and other kindred.
Small
But
rodentia. That's kind of big for Todak, isn't it?
he's still pretty smart. Fuck you. Question though, this creature lives in darkness. Why does it sleep during darkness? Can you detect magic cast upon it?
No, I cannot do that. I don't have detect magic.
As you say that, though, one of the wizards comes up and says, well, allow me to solve that problem for you then.
Go ahead.
Uh, you see a faint aura kind of form around him for a moment, and he just looks around and is like, well, that which Dusk described last night, I do feel it again, and there are wisps coming through, but nothing on the owl herself. I'm not really an animal person, I don't know.
Whatever comes
Okay.
from the mountain affects all these creatures, but not us.
Well, we don't know how long this has been going on. This could have been something that's been happening the last few weeks, and we just don't feel the effects because we're just getting here.
And I suggest taking the owl with us, just so we can continue to monitor what happens to it.
Oh, that's gonna go over so well. All right, you're gonna take it out. Go ahead.
Well, I was trying to. Well, why do you think I asked about the food? I would first of all give it just, yeah, I guess some meat that we still have.
It starts to peck at it, but it ends up falling asleep again.
Okay. Well, if it's asleep, then Alex would try to take it.
Give me a handle animal.
A 6.
As you reach to pick it up, you've never handled an owl before, obviously. Uh, it's a lot leggier than you were expecting, and you almost drop it out of the tree. But it manages to cling on and just glares at you. It's like, I'm tired. Let me go back to sleep.
Yep. Good night, my friend. And then, or good day for you, I guess. And then I would like to gently hold it like in my arms and fly back to camp.
Mm.
Right, you do go back to camp with the owl as it fell asleep and was no longer able to hold on to the tree, but you're learning to be a bit more careful with a very leggy animal.
Yep. Now the
Todak's
question
gonna take
is,
the long way back to camp.
can I put this owl with me into the hut?
Well, that would be up to Dusk.
Which is no.
Dusk is still there, I hope.
Typing.
I am. I had my thing muted because I was chewing on crackers. Let me check my spell real quick. What is got
From
alpha light?
As far as I can
from
tell, it's whatever you can put it. You can let in anything you want and deny anything you want.
I'm not spelling it right. Too bad. I'm spelling it wrong on purpose. Yeah, I don't know that I can do it on the spot. I think it has to be when I actually cast the spell.
So that's the part that I found. So everything that was within the dome when it was first created can move in and out freely. Everything else can't go in or out.
Yeah.
Dusk,
Yeah,
would you do me the favor of casting that spell again?
sure.
Just so
I can do that.
our new pet can go in.
I do have a net.
Why do we need net?
Just to, like stow the owl away in storage.
Sorry. I was watching something for Critical Role yesterday before I went to bed, and this is giving me total vibes from it.
Was it the most recent episode? Because I haven't watched that yet.
No. I was just watching a Talks Machina sort of like short thing of it, and I'll post it later.
Cool. Yes, I will recast the dome.
Okay, you recast the dome, allowing that specific animal in and out of the dome.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then I guess the night continues. Let's see if it wakes up in the morning.
All right.
Todak is
Oh.
taking a detour around the entire encampment as he's left out there. Don't trust. Don't trust.
Wow.
Perception check to look for any other creatures.
Go right ahead. There it is. Just have that set up before.
Damn.
You
I
notice
found you!
you notice that there are more creatures that should be awake at this point, but they are sleeping. As for anything that might be out of the ordinary besides that, there is nothing.
What is one of the larger, smarter? Well, I suppose an owl is pretty fucking smart, but what's another large creature that would be maybe a herbivore that won't have to worry about eating the Todak?
Let me look that up. Nocturnal herbivores. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna encounter a fucking kangaroo.
An eye would be pretty interesting.
An eye?
Oh yeah, it's
What
lemur
about
family.
cow?
If I find a cow out here, I'm going to be deeply concerned.
You know what? I will say you do manage to find an eye. Because they're fucking adorable.
You sure we're talking about the same creature?
They're adorable in their own way.
Aren't they the creatures with the really, really messed up fingers?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, they're so weird looking, but they're kind of cute. And like I said, in their own weird way.
Finally, something with a charisma score lower than Toadak's. Todak is going to go and use his primeval awareness to try to communicate with this beast. Grunts, growls, hand gestures, asking why asleep during hunt time.
It's sleep time! It's pretty much the only response you get. It's sleep time.
You sleep yesterday?
Crush sleep yesterday.
Then when hunt?
During night. I'm sorry.
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
Hunt normal time. Sleep now.
I actually pick up the thing's face and point it to the moon. Now hunt time! Every creature should know that when the certain thing it needs to be in the sky to hunt is there, they should be hunting.
Yes, they do.
So when it sees the moon and I tell it hunt time, it still say sleep?
Tired. You must sleep.
Yeah, they must be really tired.
I drop the thing out of its tree.
Are you seriously dropping it out of the tree?
Well, I took its face, pulled it out and up to make it look at the moon, and it went back to sleep in my hands.
And it's not moving.
Todak is annoyed by this.
You have killed
Todak
an innocent
returns to
animal,
camp.
and you're
I
not even
killed the
You're not even gonna harvest it.
There's nothing on the eye to harvest.
Bones for bone broth or a broth of some sort.
Eyes are not creatures to eat, buddy.
I know. A,
Like,
it's Todak, and B, it's Auntie Karen, okay? I'm not gonna argue. Alright, you go back and, I'm assuming you're sharing this information with everybody else. Give me more crack!
It's set his traps already, so he just goes to sleeps.
Alright, give me your rolls for perception for your watches.
I want my 27 perception back.
I assume all of us?
Yes. See, at least someone's not wasteful. You wasteful fucking toad. The night again goes without incident. And as the day arrives, it is lively again. And after you guys prepare your meal, the owl starts to wake up. and starts making some distressed noises that is no longer in a tree.
Good morning. Alex uses a spell slot to cast Speak with Animals. Hello.
Okay, Todak will be nice about this.
And tries to throw at one of Auntie Karen's hyena sausages. There you go.
It kind of stares at you for a moment, its eyes almost squinting, and then starts to eat the sausage.
Good. I have another question and a point up. Do you see the sun?
You're asking the owl to stare at the sun. Its poor retinas.
It just stares at the sun, and you can almost see smoke coming from its eye. It looks up at the sun, it's like, that's bright moon.
Yes, that is not the moon. That is the sun. So why are you awake?
Tired at night, I guess. Tired day. I am very confused.
Yep. So
Very
just the question.
Very, very
When is
tired.
the last time when is the last time the moon wasn't so bright?
So many times ago. So many awake times ago. I do not remember anymore. I just know I am still very tired.
Alright, then you're going to stick with us for now. And then Alex would inform the rest that it looks like this has been going on for a while. And yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, the bugger.
Don't know why that popped up in there, but alright.
Many creatures seem to be out of cycle. If this persists, they may in fact start going hungry for not being able to realize they need to hunt. Or not answering questions correctly.
The hell was that?
Don't ask questions.
What popped up on the stream?
Yeah.
Something that was not supposed to pop up on the stream, but it was safe for work, so I'm okay with it.
We'll go back and find out what that was.
It was just something that it was involved for another.
It was very happy. Whatever. It was. Big
Wow.
old happy smile.
Bahamut's daughter as a child.
So, do we continue on?
You do, and also fuck you. As lunch starts to roll around, you get to the gates of Vollendorf and greeted by several guards who kind of look at you. Give me perception checks.
Oof, double ones.
Well,
I've seen that,
we're not
like,
counting that one because the other it was a double click. Alexandrate, you're distracted for some reason. I guess you're just with your
playing
new
with the
animal,
owl.
your new owl buddy. Todak, you and Dusk, you both happen to notice that everyone that's around you right now that's, in the city, the guards that you encountered, and people that just seem to be coming in and out that look like they're from here. They're not leaving with carts or anything, they're just walking around. They have bags under their eyes. These big, heavy bags.
Oh, good. The city suffers too. I mean, oh no.
And the guard kind of gives you this,
There.
gives this big yawn. Halt, halt, travelers.
Before they get there, she is going to don her big bulky cloak, put her shield over her back.
How tall is the wall?
Uh, it's you wouldn't be able to hop it. It's big enough that you'd need a sizable ladder to get up there.
So most likely about 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah, around there. Four, about 13 feet high.
All right.
Grung can jump 20 feet high.
Oh yeah, like I have a standing jump, buddy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I can jump
forgot about-
higher than you.
You can fly. Fuck you.
I was about to say.
Fuck you. Some of us mortals still have to deal with the idea of gravity.
That
Ugh.
still works.
Todak's going to kind of take off. Like, are there buildings outside this wall, or is it just straight road and then guards?
Straight road and then guards, and you've been told to halt, and nobody has said anything since.
Oh,
I am waiting for our employers to engage with. I mean, we're taking them here. This is their show, not ours. So
Yeah,
NPCs get to argue with each other as Todak gets off
yeah,
the carriage
I'm
and starts
looking
walking.
expectantly at their leader. Like, you gonna handle this, or
he gets off the carriage and walks up and shows his papers, and the guard kind of just like, okay, you guys can go in. Being a little tired right now has worked out so well for that interaction.
Todak is just going to see if whether the guards stop him or not.
They're not really paying attention. The hell was
Okay.
that?
Yeah, Todak's
it's a
just gonna
Kodak
keep.
pop.
Yeah, Todak's just gonna keep walking until they stop him.
Like
If
you're
they
walking
like,
you're walking inside the city.
yep.
Well, they're not going to stop you. We're just allowed to come in.
Oh, that's no fun then.
If I can, I want to the guard that let us in. I'm going to inspect him a bit to see like exactly why he's tired, or at least so tired.
Hey, Dante's here finally. Okay. How are you going to inspect him?
Like old lady, like hobble towards him because my legs are still stiff. And just sort of like get up in his personal space and just like look all over him. Like maybe if he's like really like asleep,
Welcome back.
like touch his face a bit to like look in his eyes.
The second you touch his
Open
face,
the
it's
claw,
almost
open
like something
claws.
clicks in his head. He's like, ah! The hell? You don't get so close to me, ma'am. I'm. What the hell?
Do I have enough opportunity to get a rollout for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
From what you can tell, he just. It's almost like he hasn't been sleeping.
Oh, having difficulty sleeping. Are you?
The hell with these sound effects, man!
I did not stab him while I said that.
I was gonna say, Auntie Karen. Good God, Todak's right there with you, but
It's like, no, no one's been sleeping well lately. Someone is having trouble breathing.
more sound effects, I'm sure.
I know that, but
Oh, that's too bad. How long has this been going on?
Oh, the nightmares have been a couple of weeks now.
Nightmares?
Nightmares? As in, like, the big black horse with the fiery manes and all of that?
No, no, as in you sleep and you have bad dreams, nightmares.
Right, the big black horses with the fiery feet.
If you have that as a recurring
No, wait.
nightmare, I feel so sorry for you. I'm
Well,
too tired to deal with this.
I
Please
don't
go
actually drink.
inside. Please go. Let me just do my job, please.
How, do you, wait, before we go, do you have, could you direct us to the market? Where's the market? I have some things that I need to buy.
He kind of just vaguely points down the road. It's like, just down there. You'll find it. I'm sorry. Just.
Sure. We'll be happy to let you go. Can I have 25 gold for the church?
Dusk, when did you become such a mooch?
He kind of just like puts his hands in his face, like, if it'll stop you from bothering me. The answer's still no.
Yes, it will. Ah, down this way, you say?
Yes.
Thank you.
Uh,
Todak begins to explore the city because no one has stopped him.
and everybody that's not traveling in and out of the area, is incredibly. I'm going to mute you. It's very distracting when I'm trying to narrate.
Turnix walking through the town, man. Turnix gotta have a sound effects.
I know.
That doesn't involve squelch of murder.
Although actually the squelching sound would probably be more accurate for Todak. Okay.
Yeah, Todak just starts wandering around town.
That is Dusk playing with his sound effects. But yeah, as like I said, you notice that everybody that's not like traveling in and out, that wouldn't be like traveling merchants or new arrivals, they're just tired. They moving around sluggishly. Some of them are just kind of sleeping where they stand, and then waking up with a start and be like, "Ah, not again."
That's a great way for people to get robbed. Speaking of,
Fuck.
no. Todak's just gonna keep looking around. We're supposed to be looking for something in particular. Like, we're heading towards the Lord's Palace here, right?
Uh, no, you guys are just here to rest up, stock up, and then head out to the mountain.
What's the...
I like to peruse the uh, merchants area, if I may. I'm looking for something specific.
Okay. The layout is very similar to Ulistenburg, so I'm just using the same city. There'd be a few changes here and there, but nothing that would be major enough to warrant a whole new map. I have forgotten to get a new map.
I'm looking for, uh, in short, it's a spell component. I need, preferably, a deck of tarot cards or uh, sticks,
Well, you
maybe
find a
dragon bones.
you find
As a,
a shop around there that they sell some odds and ends, and they actually have a deck of tarot cards and some dragon bones, sticks, dice, everything you need for your divination uses.
I mean, if the
Oh,
divination doesn't have a spell material cost and like a gold cost, you can always use the II finger bones.
it literally requires at least a set that has a value of 25 gold.
Okay.
So, which is
Uh,
why I was, looking for that specific.
if somebody has some money over, they can buy holy water for me.
Uh, I don't know how much holy water costs off the top of my head.
15 gold.
50, 50.
No, 1-5.
That is for I need that as well, but I don't remember why.
Because you require it for protection from evil and good. That's why I need it.
Yes. Um, I, s- I think, strictly speaking, I can make that.
Well, technically, the protection of evil and good that does not have a gold requirement. So I think as long as you have that component pouch I gave you, you can cast that freely.
Yep.
So if you want the
Yeah.
stuff
Okay.
for narrative story purposes, roleplay purposes, then that's fine too. Though Karen would like someone to give her a single gold coin.
What
I
for?
can give you.
Considering
Oh,
everyone's
I won't even.
sleeping, she's thinking about going to the market and seeing if she can find some coffee beans.
I am not even going to question. I will give you a gold coin. Do you sure is that going to be enough?
Uh, well, let's see.
Also, Alexandre, for the purposes of, especially for the role play and the fact that you do have the component pouch, uh, you can go to uh, a local, like it's a smaller church for your faith, but it is a church that you can go and visit, and they'll look at you. It's like, well, for a small donation, we'll give you some holy water that we have.
Sure. How small of a donation are we talking about?
Well, we've got several vials prepared. 5 gold.
Unfortunately, I do not
Literally,
have that much money, so I'll just. Uh,
I do.
but I will still take the
So,
opportunity to pray at your at your church.
I want to say I can literally make that.
Also,
Doesn't ceremony? You can make it with ceremony.
I can't remember. Also,
Less water,
what
yeah.
happened to all the gold that you were given from your last job and from your work?
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. But it's
It
not
Natty.
on my character sheet, so I don't have it. That's,
Yeah,
that's
all the money went to Auntie Karen for two reasons. One, she got that special axe, and two, she had the pearl.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
You
have,
gave it all to her.
I bought stuff.
and I am currently carrying uh most of Kodak's gold.
Yeah. Well, ceremony that costs 25 gold worth of powdered silver, and
Right. So it would be cheaper for me to just get that, buy it from the church.
yeah. Now the church that Alexandrites at, it's not the same church that you would go to, but um,
Oh,
as
wait, no. Flask of holy water is 25 gold.
yes, it is. A normal flask of holy water is 25 gold.
oh,
Now,
That's expensive fucking priest man water.
Hmm.
Yeah. Also, for the coffee and whatnot, I guess a homebrew thing, so it'd be up to Azeroth to decide if it's all right. But the thing I linked in the Discord, middle finger of Vecna, is where like their homebrew stuff is pretty good. That's where the witch class came from. I'm using. They have
Middle
a cup of coffee is 2 copper, and it basically suspends 1 level of exhaustion. Well,
Oh, jeez, that's
you still
powerful.
have it, but you don't feel the effects of it for like an hour.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yes, and considering everyone's still awake, I think that's probably useful for us if it starts to affect us. But also, with 1 gold, I'd be able to get 50 doses of coffee. But considering everyone's asleep, I assume if there is coffee in this area, the price of it has skyrocketed at this point.
Auntie Karen
I
bucks.
will send you the link, Dante, and you were able to find, at least in the powder form, enough for 50 doses with the 1 gold that you have.
Oh, I thought the price would have gone up by now because of all people sleeping.
Yeah, well, they're probably
I give
sleeping
you
and they're
2
not
gold.
really paying attention.
Yeah, they're really not.
I give
Oh well, that's good for us.
Rob them blind legally,
I
as
mean,
Todak is currently trespassing on high property.
to be fair, if you Andy Karen does have suggestion where she basically rob people and they'll be happy with it.
As
Doesn't
long as
need to
they
waste the
pass.
spell.
Yeah, but if they fail, they don't notice anything's going wrong. They just think you're a weirdo.
Yeah. Oh, Dust gave you 2 gold coin. And slash.
I don't think we're going to be using 50 doses of coffee, so she's only going to take the
Good
one
God,
gold.
what's that going to do to
Yep.
Todak?
How do you s- I'm gonna cheat.
All right. Just out of curiosity for myself, what is the highest point Todak finds?
It would actually be the top of a church.
Couple floors lower. Well, it's probably not going to be the church of Sabria since they apparently only have a small
Don't worry, I'll
church
pee on
here.
whatever the highest church is.
All right, you managed to climb up to the very top of the steeple, and what are you looking for?
I'm just taking a general look at the condition of the city from this high point. Also seeing if there's anything I could see from the mountain.
Uh, the city, it seems what would normally be lively. It's slow and sluggish. The mountain itself just seems normal.
I don't like this. Okay. I'm not going to bother trying to rob the priests. I feel like the cleric and inquisitor in our group would probably find fault with that.
Depends on which church you steal. Actually, I probably have a problem with it regardless.
Todak's going to stay up there and he's going to watch for a little bit until someone comes to find him. That's my actions.
All right.
Observing.
As you're up there, you hear someone go, "Hey, frog, dude, please get down. Too tired for this."
Come up here and get me.
Uh, who are you with?
Yup. Let's see. Piss off the clergy or leave it alone. Yeah. Who are you with?
Town guard.
Oh. I might actually have to give a shit about what you say then.
Yeah.
I will, like, where is he in relation to me?
Pretty much down at the base of the church.
I'll hop down.
Kind of looks. It's
What?
like, thank you for making my job a little easier.
Hey. When did you stop sleeping?
It's been a couple weeks now. Please stop yelling.
Todak does not yell. This is Todak regular speaking voice.
Can you lower the volume a bit?
Only if you answer correctly.
Trying. I have to arrest somebody.
What happened a few weeks ago that made you stop sleeping?
Recurring nightmares, man. Thing. Girl, I don't know. I don't interact with your kind often. I'm sorry. Very.
Tell Todak a story.
What kind of story do you want?
About your nightmare.
It's fragments are hard to remember, but
After weeks, you'd think you'd remember something. Who would know?
I mean, it's just all of us are having it, but all of us have different nightmares. It just seems to be, I don't know, go talk to a church or a mage's college.
And go do what you need to. Guard man. Todak will have a word with a priest.
Starts to hobble off, and you are right in front of a church.
Yes, but I just shit on this church. I don't think I want to talk to the people in it.
They don't know you did it yet.
Okay, Todak will go inside. What church is it?
I am trying to get to the. That is that. Where are my religious figures here? These things don't like to load quickly. Do, 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 do. 189. That's quite. Did you drag?
Oh, what church is it?
Give me a second. Things are loading
Okay.
slowly. Are you asking out of character or in character?
I guess Todak doesn't
Not.
exactly have any kind of religious affiliation whatsoever. He only knows whichever god the other two follow, which I think are separate gods. Alexandrite follows who?
It's Sabriel.
Sabriel, and Dusk follows.
The
So
glass.
technically not a god, because they don't have gods here, because all of the gods are dead.
That's fine.
The
Todak
church
just
is
walked.
the Church of Solima. I don't think I said that right.
Salama.
Solima.
Okay.
But it is
Todak
the
looks
Arch
around
Seraph
for
of
the.
Justice.
Okay. Todak looks around, tries to spot the symbols that he knows, and doesn't find one. And he just loudly proclaims, "Fuck! I thought I'd know where I was going. Whose temple is this?"
Several acolytes turn towards you and just like, "You're a Volga frog, are you not?"
And you're a tired human. What else we
No.
got?
I am an elf. I am
Eh,
not a human.
you all wear hoods. Todak's gonna hop over to him, or her, or them.
The head priest, the one that spoke to you, just kind of looks down at you. It's like, "Can I help you, tiny one?"
Todak wants a story of why everyone is so sleep deprived. Deprived.
The
Depraved.
gods, our deities are testing us. That is all that this can be. They're putting us through hardships, lack of sleep, nightmares. Just test our faith.
Todak just squints. If your gods test you this way, you must be very shitty followers. But Todak has questions about the dreams you have.
Go
Where's
and.
the skin house?
We told you there are not skin houses in this city that we know of.
Skin
Now
sellers, on the
go.
other hand.
Now go pray for forgiveness, or I will tan your hide.
Is this old man threatening me?
No, he's threatening the person that asked where the skin house is.
Okay. I was gonna say if he's threatening Todak, he's in for a worse time.
The priest explains to you bits and pieces of a dream where it is a small village on fire, and he is a boy trying to escape a raid. And every time he wakes up, it is as a bandit slashes him across the face, and you do happen to notice that he does have a scar on his face and is missing an eye.
Is this a dream of something that actually happened to you, or a vision of something happening to someone else?
Uh, Something that happened to me as a child before I found the church.
But even after finding the church, these things still happen.
Well, we cannot be everywhere at once, and neither can our deities, unfortunately. They cannot
I
stop
feel
it.
that.
They
I
can.
feel that negates the point of having a deity who's all present.
They let us do what we do. They let us have free will. If they didn't, then there would be no point in living or having us around.
Hmm, interesting. Sorry, Todak stopped paying attention. What did you say?
Run along, young toadling. I must prepare for service. It takes a bit longer now.
Where's water in this place?
There is a fountain of holy water for people to wash their hands in as they come in.
Perfect. Have a great day, Padre.
I know what you're meant to do, and that's hilarious.
Well, everyone
Excuse
has
me.
to wash their hands before they enter the church, right? I just so happen to be the same size as most people's
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
hands. Who said
Excuse
excuse
me.
me? What?
I'm
Where
acknowledging
do the
you.
naked girls at?
You
Where
just
did
see the priest look at him and points a finger at the one talking and says, I have warned you to stop. And the
No, you. What's the place called? The place where you wash your back. Where all the naked girls are at.
and he falls
Conversation
silent
guy.
and can no longer talk.
uh, Todak will do the thing he was thinking about, washing his hands as he heads out, and then leaves.
Only washing his hands.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Best not fuck with the only church in town that I haven't fucked over yet.
I mean, you did shit on the roof.
Yeah, they'll find that later. That's enough sacrilege for one day.
I mean, I think you still poisoned the water.
You did still poison the water.
Hey, whatever the DM, he said there's water there for people to wash their hands. Todak washed his hands. Whatever happens after the fact is on the priest.
So around now it is lunchtime, but with your guys' going around buying stuff, Dusk, what are you gonna be doing?
She was going to
Echo.
do a couple of purchases.
Actually, that was a pretty
So
good
what
lady
now?
voice. And there's an echo.
Yeah, there's
It
an
sounds like
echo.
you've used that astral voice.
Oh, I'm on the wrong person.
There we go.
Right, if you could please repeat that, because some of it was hard to hear.
I'll have to fix that voice at some point. She is going to finish her shopping and then meet up with everybody at a tavern or inn or whatever. She wants to get her spell components.
Okay.
She would also would probably, where is it? Um, she will also. Where did Todak wash his hands?
In the temple of, and I just want to try to pronounce the name, Salima.
Okay.
You could probably easily see Todak bounding out of it.
She will go in and make sure that the water is not poisoned in it, and then she will cast purify food and drink.
Oh, come on.
I
Don't
mean,
undo.
you got to give me a reason as to why you think Todak would have poisoned that water, anyways, because you can't just go in and do
Okay,
that.
if she's following in right after
What?
Todak, his
Are you
footprints would
kidding
be
me?
wet.
How long have I been traveling with Todak, and what kind of things does he normally get into that are not easily
Why
enough?
you gotta make it sound like I'm that much of a... Well, hold on.
It's a good enough reason for me. That's all I needed to hear.
uh, I'm a wee bit of an asshole.
A little bit.
I'm not going to imply that it was Todak, but if I go in there, ritual cast detect poison, and it happens to be poisoned, I will then ritual cast purify food and drink to remove said poison.
I,
The
And I will
I,
acolytes.
charge the priests there for the service.
You're going to charge them for the service. They kind of look at you while you're doing your first ritual cast, and they're just like, "What are you doing?"
There's a lot of people here that are very, very sleepy, and am wondering whether or not the food or drink has been tainted to cause you people to not sleep well during the day. So I am uh, asking my patron to help me determine whether or not your water is poisoned or diseased or tainted in some way. Do you have such a spell?
Well, yes. But why are you doing it at our temple? You do not follow Salama.
No, I follow Miklas, and Miklas's edict is to protect everyone, not just.
So I'm assuming you've been doing this at all the temples then.
Well, I just got here. This just happens to be the first stop.
You wouldn't have happened to have been friends with that toad. You seem very much awake.
I am traveling with said Toad. He's a friend.
He's an odd one.
Yes, he is. So,
to
do
put
you
it,
mind if I finish the spell? It takes a while.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Blah blah blah. Mumbo jumbo. Blah blah blah. Hey, what do you know? It's poison. No, I'm gonna cast another spell to remove said poison.
All right, go ahead. Take your time.
And if you're lucky, then perhaps you will actually uh, get some decent sleep tonight. Oh, though I would not. I would suggest that maybe you should check the wells as well. Maybe
We've
that's what's causing everybody to have problems. Seems like it's a pretty pervasive issue.
not like we haven't been, but the fact that you're saying that this water is poisoned is a little odd considering Frogman just
I'm waiting for that boot to drop.
please purify this water and get out.
Oh, they don't have to be
Absolutely.
rude to her about it. Bunch of pricks.
And
She
have
does
it
what she has to, and then
and tell him to be careful with what hand or what water he dips his hands in.
Todak dives into the
if,
fucking.
yeah, I have, but it's usually a good idea because I don't think he realizes how.
He was loud. I think he
Yeah,
realizes exactly what he did.
I don't know that he does. He's pretty slow, but nevertheless, important to make sure.
Fucking Todak suddenly sneezes from down the street.
Nevertheless, I will help him and those around him in any way I can.
Good, good.
Have a good day.
Yes. I'm gonna go try to take a nap.
Go take a nap.
Every now and then, by the way, as you guys are just like walking around the streets, you sometimes hear from houses random screams and panic yells, and they're just like, "Oh God, not again!"
Is Todak close to one of those?
Yes.
Cool. As soon as it happens, he wants to go there.
Okay, you go towards a house, and you just happen to see somebody sitting outside that was nodding off, and then woke up with just this panicked,
Well,
and
Todak runs up and stares at them inches from their face. Tell me what you saw!
and that second you're just with their face, I go, "Ah, ah, demon frog!"
Demon frogs? That sounds interesting.
No, there's a demon frog in front of me. Oh, I'm starting to hallucinate.
Tell me your dream,
Ah!
or demon frog shall be in fact what I become.
Sorry, Dante. uh, the person that you're just basically right up in the face that just says, I constantly see a headless horseman chasing me, trying to attack me, throwing a pumpkin at me. It's not fun.
You just gave me Sleepy Hollow, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Todak gruffs in annoyance. Is that all?
I don't know what
Is it the same every time?
it changes a little bit from here to there, but yes, usually a headless horseman throwing a pumpkin at me and laughing maniacally. Somehow, I don't. It doesn't have a head. It never makes sense. But it's horses are flaming horses are scary.
Interesting. Okay,
Right.
Todak will now go listening for another thing of screams.
You hear them every now and then. As the night gets as it gets closer to the night, they become a bit more less frequent as people are starting to settle down. But you guys managed to get. I'm guessing you guys are meeting up at an inn, tavern, with the wizards.
Really
Yep.
established that.
Sounds like a plan.
Uh, you get a message from them to meet up at the Waking Horse.
A waking horse. How fitting is that?
Yeah, that's a bit.
And the the night starts to fall and things grow quiet. I mean, there's still people going about, but there's a lot less people moving to and from. It's just mostly now people that are not from the area. But the tavern is uh it's I wouldn't say it's loud and rowdy, but there's people there, there's some singing, and you're greeted by a very tired uh barmaid. Hello and welcome to the Waking Horse. Would you like some rooms for the night?
Yes, please.
That is what we're looking for.
Alright, it's going to be 5 silver per room. They're not great rooms, but they'll do. That's all we have left.
Hmm. Todak is bad at
Okay.
asking for things, so someone else is gonna have to do this.
I'll pay for Todak's room. Todak, you can stay with me.
Good.
Auntie
Todak
Karen,
has
want
found
me to
some
room?
things.
Sorry, Dusky said something, but Todak was loud.
Sorry.
Auntie Karen. Auntie Karen will need a room, yes?
Yes,
Okay. She wouldn't go
I'll
down.
be fine with Alexander.
Two
Alright.
rooms then. One for Todak and I, and one for Auntie Karen and Alexander.
Alright, you're given 2
I don't.
keys. Would you like food or drink or something?
Todak will take a bucket of water and a drink.
A bucket of...
A good meal. He needs a bath. I assume
we can
you have
prepare a bath for you. You don't need a bucket of water.
just
Hmm,
in my room would be great. Thank you.
you seem awfully tired. Will a cup of coffee, a cup of coffee help you?
I've had my 3rd one already.
He does.
Would you like to sleep?
I would love to sleep. Can you help me?
Bam! Todak
Uh,
slaps him in the face.
That's
No.
one way to do
maybe.
it.
Can I can I check through my herb bag to see if I have any herbs that might help with sleeping peacefully?
Give me a roll. D100. You got something that might help someone sleep peacefully under normal circumstances? Sure.
Here, and she like takes out some herbs from the bag. Mm, brew this into a tea right before you go to bed, and you should have a more peaceful night tonight.
Okay.
Well, I could put her to sleep, but it only lasts a minute.
If you could, a minute would probably help me out quite a bit if you could do that.
Maybe.
I'll take anything at this point.
Okay. Sleep.
Yeah, before she hits the ground, I'll go and grab her.
Okay, she does fall asleep, and for the minute that she is out, she is shaking
Todak ransacks
violently.
the place.
She is shaking violently in Auntie Karen's arms.
Ooh.
I'm going to lay her out like in front of a fireplace or whatever, and then as she's like having this sort of convulsions, can I make a medicine check on her?
Go ahead. She's having a nightmare.
Who would have guessed?
Just casually.
Yeah, she is
Uh,
having a standard nightmare and is tossing and turning. And as the minute wears off, she wakes up in a panic and cold sweat.
Wait, while she's like halfway through sleep, I'm going to just like whisper into her ear,
Okay, what are you gonna whisper?
"Sleep peacefully."
You
maybe a protection from influence, good and evil. Alexandra, I don't have it prepared, but maybe that would have some effect.
Does the suggestion have effect first?
no, she is still thrashing around.
All right, then I'll do as without their knowing, I'll do the same thing. Do as Dusk says.
And even still, nothing changes.
Huh.
And before she wakes up in the last few seconds, I'm going to just try to make a pleasant, like calming smell of maybe like of lavender chamomile.
It smells nice, but as the last few seconds, she wakes up with a start and says, "Please don't do that again."
What did you see?
I, I don't want to talk about it, please.
Hmm, seems that whatever is happening is happening
Uh,
to everyone here. Telling us
before,
outsiders might help us fix this.
I was going to suggest one of our wizard friends, if they are any in the presence, uh, possibly cast a spell on her.
They're all there with you.
Yeah,
They were actually gonna order some food, and they look at you. It's like, okay, what kind of spell would you like us to cast on this unfortunate child?
dispel magic. Something that might scrub whatever effect is on gripping them.
We can definitely try.
It's not,
He,
it's not natural.
huh?
Whatever it is that is affecting these people is not natural.
No, it's not.
Can I
It
make a
be
Arcana
emotional.
check on this person? See maybe if she's cursed.
Go ahead. You, I mean, from what you can tell, it seems like it's a curse, but you can't detect anything that would make sense for a curse.
This is strange. Feels like hag's afoot, but can't be sure. Oh,
Uh, the the one that you like the wizards that you asked, the catfolk, the tabaxi looks and tries to dispel magic. It's like, I don't think there's anything to dispel. I didn't.
Todak hops onto the counter really quickly
Okay.
and takes a look at the woman.
She looks at
One
you. It's like,
man, one man said that his dream was of a headless horseman. One man says he was scared. He was attacked and brutally disfigured. What did you see?
I don't want to talk about it, please.
You are afraid of it.
Of course, it's a nightmare.
No, it is not just a nightmare. It is your fear over and over again, isn't it? Your dream is not like anyone else's, but it is unique.
It's more of a
Abs-
memory from my past, but one of the most horrifying things I've experienced in my life. Yes.
abs-
Okay, that was incoherent. It was very internet issue related.
I am still, I am still confused.
These people are seeing their nightmares over and over again.
Well, Dante, you're not wrong about. Well, you're not. You are wrong, but you're not wrong.
Mean, these people are seeing their deepest fears, whether they be memories or figments of imagination that they were terrified of once upon a time.
That sounds like a spell attack to me. But you say it isn't. So, but everybody's having it.
Who had said that there was strange magics in the air last eve?
I am going to ritual cast. After we get our food, she's going to ritual cast detect poison disease on her meal, as well as detect magic.
Everything seems fine.
The hell?
I love that I can do stuff that confuses veteran players.
No, well, I'm kind she doesn't drink.
I know, but it's also I can sense your frustration as well. It's like I don't know what's going on.
Todak will look
I
over at the
think we
wizard.
will.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Going to say, I think we need to find the source before we can figure out what exactly is going on.
That's definitely a good idea.
Huh.
The Tabaxi says, Todak, you were gonna say something.
Todak was going to go bother the wizards, but at the same point in time, he doesn't want to talk to the wizards.
I mean, they're sitting at a table having a meal.
Uh, just for shits and giggles, I am going to cast.
See invisibility. You see nothing. This There's no one
That's not it.
invisible around. There's no invisible creatures. It
Huh.
is a very, very normal looking tavern.
Hmm.
As you guys eat and the night starts to fall, there's people start to close up shop. There is, however, there's a bard that was singing, and he doesn't seem tired or affected by what's going on. Uh, a few patrons as well that just seem confused and concerned, but going about their day. And night falls, and people start to pack up and go to their rooms.
She's gonna be messing with her cards, trying to figure all this crap out.
Okay, what are you going to be doing with your cards to try to figure this out?
She's messing with her cards more to keep her hands busy while she's thinking about what's going on and trying to work it out in her brain. So she's not actually going to be casting any spells or anything because at this point she doesn't really know what to ask for questions and shit. So
Okay. I'm assuming people are also going to be going to sleep.
eventually,
Todak doesn't have anything else to really contribute, so sleep.
Okay.
Alex going to make sure to pray to his god before he goes to sleep. But yeah,
Do the same.
On to Karen. I'm guessing you're sleeping as well.
And Karen's going to set up her tent inside the room, then go to bed.
I have something for Auntie Karen later. It's gonna be hilarious. We'll start from left to right as I see it. Todak, as you sleep, for the first bit, you have your normal dreams and stuff, and then darkness surrounds you.
It is night. It is meant to be dark.
Well, you're dreaming. And as you blink, things start to come into view and focus, and you are surrounded by 3 other grung. A very attractive female and 2, I want to say tadpoles, but two children. And you're sitting at a dinner table.
No where this is
Todak
going.
begins to sweat profusely. What is going on?
Darling, it's dinner time. You caught us a nice big haul. Why are you so confused? The female one is one that speaks.
Who are you?
I'm your wife.
Todak does not have a wife.
You tell the strangest tales, my darling, but you must be tired from your hunt. After all, you are leading an entire village as well.
Okay. um, what am I actually eating? Is the dream that detailed?
From the looks of it, like it's a big slab of meat, but there is, if you look outside, a you see a deer carcass that is being, it's drained. It's being drained, prepared for the next day. Also, Joka, welcome.
Todak also looks at the 2, I suppose, younglings. I don't know if they're called tadpoles or not, but do they have the same coloration as Todak?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Papa, you're good today.
And that is enough for Todak to freak the fuck out and try to wake himself up. He immediately excuses himself from the table and starts screaming out the door.
And you wake up. You wake up screaming. All right, let's move over to Alexandrite.
Poor fucking Todak. I'll be right back. I gotta get some food.
All right, Alexandrite, you start your sleep after you do your prayer, and your dreams start off normal enough, and you find yourself in a village. It's a familiar village to you, but not at the age that you were when you were there last. The people gather to you and they give you praises and welcome you back, ask how your day has been.
Alex gives them, some basic answers, a bit confused at the moment. Like, yeah, my day has been fine and nothing much else. And he is going to look down on himself. Does he? What is he currently wearing?
Currently, you're wearing some very nice adventuring gear, better than what you currently have. You have like your weapon that you are carrying is not the one that you currently have. It is much nicer. It has a fine hilt to it. It almost seems like it's a magical weapon. And
Okay,
a woman runs up and's like, "You're finally back! Oh, it's so good to see you again."
good to see you as well. What Alex was really looking for in his gear is, does he have a holy symbol of Sabriel?
Yes, yes, he does.
Of course. Okay, he's going to clutch it with one hand and look around pretty worried, like, because I mean he expects something bad to happen any second now.
Oh, you don't need to worry. Everything's fine. Let's go back to the house. You must be starving.
Sure, let's go to the house.
She leads you back to your place and says, "Oh, I'm so excited you're back. I've been waiting to just, oh, it's so good to have you back." She seems like she can't gather her thoughts. She's very happy and giddy.
It's good to see you as well. Does Alex recognize the person?
Uh, as you are now, there is that flash of this is somebody that you know, somebody that you very much care for, but there's that feeling of, it's like this is not a person that I know in like it's that dream state where it's just like I don't know this person, but I do know this person.
All right. Yeah, then. Sure. And then, well, more importantly, how have you been?
I've been doing quite well. Uh, we have a new person that has entered the village for a bit. A traveler, and I've been helping them out and teaching them uh, some things about Zabriel.
That's good to know. A traveler, you say? What kind of traveler? And while he talks to her, Alex would look around to the house, seeing that his presumed girlfriend mentions Sabriel. I assume there's a holy symbol of the deity here around
And
in
there
the
is
house.
a statue of the general idea of what Zabriel looks like as well, sitting on a mantelpiece and almost like a centerpiece for a room where you would normally go to pray.
hmm Okay, Alex is feeling a little bit safer now, given that at the very least his deity is with him. But yeah, no, what about this traveler?
Well, he's from near one of the nearby countries, and he's just traveling around and trying to learn about many different things. He seems like a very kind gentleman.
Looks can be deceiving sometimes. Yeah.
A smile comes across her face, and she nods like, "Yes, they can be." And you notice her face starting to melt, and fire erupting, a blue fire erupting from parts of her. It's like, "They can be, my darling. We're going to have a good night tonight, I think." And muscle and flesh starts to peel away from her as she gets closer and takes your hand. It's like, "Come, let's go have dinner together."
Uh, well,
You're on the menu. And you wake up, your body dripping with sweat.
okay. Okay, Alex's first reaction, of course, would be roll over to his shield and with obviously the holy symbol on it and like clutch it very closely.
All right. Auntie Karen, you are asleep and you have one of your normal dreams, a little weird doctor sort of thing. You know, it to a normal person it would raise concerns if they're a sociopath or a psychopath, but for you they're normal.
she she dreams that she's a friggin' a runway model. She's like, ah!
And as you are doing your thing, everything fades to black, and part of you is just almost feels like you get knocked around a little bit,
Oh,
and
oh,
you
what?
start to wake up, and you are in an all too familiar cage. You look around and you see familiar settings. Things that would normally turn you into a blind rage now put you into a fit of panic. And as you glance around, you see your brother, also in a cage, just out of reach.
Question: is he a child?
Yes,
I look down my hand. Is it small?
it is. You remember this
Okay, I just start.
place.
Yes, she's Andy Karen's right now freaking out.
And as you freak out and
Oh.
noise escapes your lips, you hear a chuckle and a groan. Ah, you're awake, I see. Good. You look around frantically, but you can't see where the voice is coming from.
No, no.
Your brother is shaking and crying and almost trying to get you to quiet down by putting a finger to his lips shakily, and you can see he's missing an eye. Good. That means we can continue from where we left off.
Yeah, at that, Andy Karen just gonna curl up into the fetal position and just start crying. And if I don't know, part of her just, if she can, just like her lobster claw arm, she's just going to like try to remember if she can even remember having them. She's just going to like, even though they're probably not there as her in her child form, just like have them just start flailing wildly.
And as they do, one of them actually smacks you in the face, and you have this moment of, it's just a dream, it's just a dream, and you wake up, and you're curled up in a fetal position, tears streaming down your face.
Yep.
Dusk.
Uh,
You are asleep, and you have no dreams. But something. You feel something change for a moment as you start to see images. And it's almost an egg test. uh, it's almost like you're watching a scene that's you've been through already, but it's not through your eyes anymore. You see yourself, and you're clad in your full armor. It's a bit shinier, it's new. your holy symbol on it, and a nice shiny weapon that emits an aura. A shield
Or
that seems very sturdy. That
the,
could.
the fact that she's dreaming at all is enough to scare the shit out of me.
Exactly.
You don't understand. She has never dreamed. She cannot dream. If she's dreaming, she's fucking scared.
Yeah, that's a part of her race. That's a big problem if she is actually sleeping. I mean, dreaming.
Well, you're assuming that everything that you're seeing is an actual dream.
Doesn't matter. She does not experience these things. This is terrifying for her.
I know.
She's literally not connected to the plane of dreams. She's not supposed to be a. This is somebody fucking with her brain.
And it finally starts to click into place. Before things can happen too much, you wake up. A bit of panic in your deep in your core. Something that happened to you that should not have happened. You
This
finally
means, well,
understand.
here's the thing. She's. Go ahead.
You finally understand what a nightmare is.
No, she doesn't actually. What she knows is that the entity that she is connected to, something just ripped her away from it.
Yeah. It's a very odd thing.
Yeah, she won't be sleeping that day.
And because we normally run late, I think we'll call it here for today because things will start to run late again.
Okay.
Okay, quick question.
Yes.
During the flailing, is my tent damaged at all?
No. There was only a little bit of flailing. It was more just like because you were curled up in a ball, kind of just up in there, and you just smacked yourself in the forehead. But you didn't get around too much. You just stayed in that fetal position.
Okay, I thought with my crazy flailing, at least of my back tentacles, maybe like a lobster claw would like pierce the side of my tent.
Nope. I'm not going to be that cruel for this one. I do have plans for your tent, though.
If I did puncture a hole in it, I have a needle and thread. I could fix it.
Hey, do you have anybody else have any other questions, comments, concerns?
No, it was good. That was very fun. Um,
Yep.
Not gonna lie, my first instinct was to stab my pretend wife.
I mean,
Well, I do remember you telling me that Todak has a fear of commitments, so
Todak does not commit.
yeah,
Ugh.
I would
Alright.
point out that I did not know that this was the direction of your campaign. The fact that this particular character does not sleep and is not connected to the dream realm uh, is a complete fluke.
it really is. But again, this is assuming you're having dreams.
Hence the reason she's confused. She doesn't understand this because, as it, just basing it off of what the thing says, she literally cannot. So she's fucking confused as hell.
It'll be interesting to
But
explain in the
it was
morning
fun.
then.
Good times.
Yeah.
Huh? Say that again.
I'm curious to find out exactly what happens later on because I think Todak is going to have to start interrogating wizards very shortly.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing. If you do not get a good night's sleep, you suffer from exhaustion. And if you have suffer from exhaustion for more than 6 days in a row, you die.
So like half of this city should already be dead.
And yet they're not.
Unique. Alrighty, I'm gonna head out then.
Yeah.
All right. I hope everybody had fun. Thanks everybody for
Yep.
tuning in. I'm
Uh,
not 100% sure if I'm going to do anything after this just cuz slept in, kind of tired. But we'll see.
Cyberpunk.
If I'm back in 10 minutes, I'm back in 10 minutes. So thanks everybody for
Yep.
tuning in and I will see everybody later.
Hey, thanks for running, man. That was fun.
Yeah, not a
Oh, yeah,
problem.
it was.
Say
Alright,
goodbye to
later,
the
guys.
say goodbye to
Thanks so
Twitch everybody.
Bye, Twitch.
Bye,
Bye.
Twitch. Good game, everyone. Have a nice
Twitch.
day. Stay safe, everyone.